Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you so much for joining and being willing to share all your years of experience. And so what have you done, and how are you running your little heaven in your area?
Well, I actually live in a very remote area. I have a wellness center. Our population is about 15,000. I started with BEMER over 6 years ago due to an accident that I had, and then I was introduced to BEMER. So I called all my clients and said, come over for free. I'm going to put you all on it. Let's see what we get. And that's the journey. It just changed the whole dynamics of my practice. So as a nutritionist, a therapist, and I specialize now more in rehabilitation therapy, and it's a senior community. I've been blessed to do very well. I have all kinds of different people. So I decided to put together BEMER sessions for the people who could not afford to purchase a BEMER. So I started that 6 years ago. And all day long, I block off anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes, just depends on what they need. And all day I have a schedule, and they come and go all day. And I charge of $20 if they just book a session by itself, but most people buy a package deal that I put together because I discount it. And I, at the beginning, was able to sell 2 or 3 a month, but my warm market kind of ended quick because I'm in a remote area. But the appointments have all continued, and even to today, I some days can't even fit everyone in. And so, along with what I do as a nutritionist and working with BEMER, the results are astronomical. So it's all word of mouth in my community, and I actually have extraordinary testimonies that I've documented, and I've taken pictures, and I have a testimony book. And recently, about a month and a half ago, I expanded and went into Bakersfield, which is an hour away from me. And within the first month, I was able to sell a platinum package and a BEMER Pro. I've got now 4 distributors. They're all therapists. And now I'm going to expand and grow on a whole nother level. And we're going to start having meetings in Bakersfield because there's a lot of people who purchased in Kern County, but they purchased with people who never taught them how to use the unit. I have come across so many people that got rid of their BEMERs, and then when they meet me, they regret it. And so now I'm educating down in Bakersfield each week. I go down there a few days a week right now. I plan to expand that to 3 days a week. And I'm educating and having groups come in, and I give them a small talk and show them and demonstrate and let them try it. And it's doing extremely well, and it's only going on 2 months. And so I'm picking up new people now all the time.
Kathy, how many BEMERs do you have in your wellness center where you have them available for people to
I have 2 pros, but because I'm in a remote, small area, it's actually a tourist town. My therapy room is not large enough to accommodate more than 1 BEMER. So at my practice in Kernville, I only have 1 pro going. So, but in Bakersfield, we have 3. There's 3 therapists, and they're all using their BEMERs now. Because I had a new IBD a few months ago. She even went to the academy, but she was not using her BEMER on all of her clients until I went down and I joined their office and started teaching them on hands. And now all the therapists are beaming everyone, no matter what they come in for. And they're getting
that first, right? First or after? Whatever.
They actually do it first, and they actually, like I have a reflexologist, and she will be beaming them and be doing foot reflexology at the same time. I have one gal that will do a type of orthobiotomy work, and she will be beaming the person while she's working on them. So each therapist does it a little differently. I like to give my clients, because working with Dr. Burka, and they've shown that if you give them their full body, at least their 8 minutes in a quiet time, they actually will respond to the BEMER session even better. So I like to give all my clients the 8 minutes of quiet time and have them breathe, and they respond really well. And then, of course, I'm doing applicators. But I have a couple BEMERs, a couple pros. And when I leave my practice, since I am in a small community, I'm actually in the evening at my house beaming neighbors. So every day I am constantly, my whole life now, my whole practice, I'm still doing my nutrition. And that's what I teach them, how important. You can buy a BEMER, but if you don't change your nutritional habits, like if you're an alcoholic, that BEMER's not going to save your life. So I help them with their nutrition too, and I get better results that way. So, they go hand in hand.
Absolutely. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
May I ask a question? This is Terry. You were saying that you have your clients have 8 minutes of quiet time where they're just practicing BEMER, practicing breathing, and then they go on the BEMER for 8 minutes?
No, they're on the BEMER, and because the BEMER helps you increase nitric oxide, but when you also breathe through your nose and out through your mouth, you will help your nitric oxide levels. So I just tell them to relax and breathe through their nose and exhale through their mouth. And like I might have somebody with a problem with their feet, so I'll put the B-belt or B-pad around their feet, and I'll be beaming their feet and then doing their whole body. But I always make sure that 8 minutes is quiet time, because I remember years ago, Dr. Burka on one of his webinars mentioned that they've actually found that if you give the person the more time and they're not on their cell phone and they're not talking, they actually can get a better session out of BEMER.
And now, as you say, the 8 minutes is quiet time. Do you ever put some sort of a relaxation tape on or some sort of earphone?
Oh, yeah.
On so that
I actually will play what's called Savagio music, which is tones of natural, and it's got a piano overlay. Some people ask for no music, and some people want music. And my therapy room, because I'm a wellness center, because I actually have a beverage area, I have my nutrition area, and then I have my therapy area. So my therapy area is actually separate. I close the door, and they're separate from the rest of what's going on, because people are coming and going in the rest of the wellness center, and so I want them not to be interrupted.
Now, when you're saying therapy, are you talking about massage therapists, or
I am an orthobiotomist and a cranial specialist, but since I had my injury and I started working with BEMER, I have never gone back to hands-on. Occasionally I do for people, but because as a therapist, I cannot do what BEMER does for the body. And this is how I've been able to introduce BEMER to other therapists. I mean, yes, we're doing this wonderful work, and we're actually physically moving the lymphatics, pumping the lymphatics. But what BEMER does is on a whole nother level. So when they understand that, then they are like, oh my gosh, this will change the dynamics of what I do. So the 4 other therapists that I introduced this to recently, it's changed their work tremendously, and they're just thrilled. They're like, oh my gosh, why didn't I do this sooner? Because it actually allows them to work at not so hard at it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is wonderful. So I'm a physical therapist, and I'm just getting introduced in this, and I'm trying to start my own type of little wellness business. And so it's wonderful to hear what you're saying and what you're doing. It's just very inspiring. And
I just grabbing a few ideas here and there, and it's just wonderful to hear you speak about it.
Well, and I have actually helped my upline when she was going to people's homes every day, and she would have 3, 4 people, and she'd be running all around town. I said, Julie, find a general location. Get yourself safe. You do not have to be a licensed massage therapist to do BEMER. So she did. Now, she has 5 BEMERs going every day. And people, and in her waiting room area, she actually has, when they're sitting waiting for their appointment, she puts their feet on the B-stick. And so she's actually increased her business tenfold and she sells group sessions, and some months she'll sell 3, 4 BEMERs.
Wow.
And she deals with a lot of snowbirds. But it totally changed what she was doing by allowing her to, do it in one location and not run all over town. And I will go to someone's home if I need to. I have a lady who was homebound, and they were going to amputate her feet, and I went to her house every day, and she never lost her feet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right.
Beautiful story.
I'm very blessed to have so many. That's why I started documenting them, and I started taking pictures. And so I actually have a book, and it's a pretty big binder, and I have before and after photographs that I can actually show someone one-on-one. And it's and so it's private. It's not something that I publicize, but if they ask, I say, oh, let me show you this. And in my community, with the people, I have people who are alive today because of BEMER. And then, one gentleman, his mother bought him one because he almost died with stage 4 lymphomic cancer, and he's alive and well. And so those people, when people see that they're doing well, that brings me new people. I had a man, he was going to be blind. He was given a few months with macular, and the doctors had said you can't drive anymore because it couldn't see. He started coming every day because I told him you need to do this every day. I gave him the right nutrients for his eyes, took him off the stuff the eye doctor had him on, gave him the right natural supplement. He started beaming every day. After 2 groups of 10 sessions, he noticed a difference, so he purchased a BEMER. Within 8 months, he was diagnosed macular-free.
Wow, that's a great story. Now, when you do the, did you just do the B-pad around the eyes, around the head?
No, I don't ever wrap it around the head. I just place it over the eyes because then you can take, how the B-pad has the coils in it, and so one is on one side, one's on the other. And that's what I do at my place. Now, he likes to use the spot. So he'll put the spot on one eye and the spot on the next eye. He just found he liked that. So everybody finds what their preference is.
And he does 8 minutes one side and then 8 minutes the other?
Exactly. He actually will use a program 1 without the plus.
Right.
For him. And so I wanted to ask Ann a question because I just started running into this. And I have like a couple ladies that have one eye is wet and one eye is dry. And I found out that the wet macular needs to be on a much lower setting than the dry. Have you found that?
I don't have much experience with macular degeneration.
Okay. Well, I contacted Dr. Wiley, and he emailed me back. And so I'm working with a few different people with that. And one thing I have found is if they have the wet, then they do need to remain on like an intensity 2. The lower the better, rather than I find dry really responds even much better because I get a lot of macular people.
I believe we have a distributor. I don't know if Lorraine is on the call, but I think she had wet
macular degeneration. I don't know if you're on the call, Lorraine? Remember, you have to press star 6. Maybe she's not on the call.
Okay, well, maybe on a...
Here, she is. Yes, she is. Okay, Kathy, I have both. I have dry in one eye and wet in the other. And because I have the wet, Dr. Burker suggested I do intensity 3, no plus, for only 4 minutes on my eye. And actually, he had me do it on both eyes. And this was 26 months ago, so we're talking more than 2 years. And I have 20/20 vision again in both eyes, and they have not declared me macular-free, which is very interesting. But I still have to go, but I don't get injections anymore.
Oh, great, because I have another lady with glaucoma, and recently her vision has improved where she can read the chart now, and they're really shocked that they said her pressure has increased, which I found unusual, and her peripheral vision has improved where now she can drive a car. I get so many because I'm in a senior community, but that's great to know. I'll cut the time for the wet because I've been giving...
I had to do, I actually had to program it because when I take this is with corrective lenses, I'm 20/20, so when I take my glasses off, I can't see it. So I program it and I use it. I have not increased it. Dr. Burker said I can increase it if I want because in the beginning it was bleeding, and I do have scarring on my retina, and the reason why is because it did bleed, and so the scarring is still there. But I can see beautifully out of my right eye. It looks like a little bit of maybe jelly on my lens, so to speak. But my left eye, which is the dry, it remained stable. It was not even ever an issue, the dry. So, but again, I'm trying to get the doctor to come with me to go to the convention in September. He said it seems very interesting to him. So anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So like I said,
thank you.
2-year period.
I'm going to make...
I only had a total of 4 injections.
Okay, well, I'm going to make that change because to half of the time. Thank you very much. I'm glad I asked that question.
Excuse me, this is Terry again. Are you using the B pad or the B spot when you're doing your
I'm using the B spot on me.
And 4 minutes on one eye, 4 minutes on the other eye.
But you do it on your temple. Dr. Burker suggested
on your
the temple, 4 minutes, intensity 3, each eye.
Okay, on the temple. Thank you.
So it's 3 for 4 minutes. Okay, great. Thank you. I have to tell you, BEMER has changed the whole dynamics of my practice, and I will never go anywhere or be without, because even in my own family and all of my clients and the new people I meet, the journey has been amazing, and this tool, there's never been anything like it, and actually I feel it's a real blessing.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yes, Kathy, you always have wonderful stories, and really thank you for reminding people that it's really, particularly when you start out, you go, gosh, I don't know what this is going to do for someone, so you're kind of reluctant to try and take pictures. But as long as it's, you get their permission and you can keep the picture and say it in a way to say, gosh, we just want to be able to help other people, and keep your own personal testimonials, if you will, to be able to share. You will never regret taking that before picture.
Well, and also do it with your animals, because my testimony of my little dog, who lived to be 20 years old, and she had so many issues, and BEMER actually saved her life a couple times, and she passed away with a quality of life. I'm doing a cancer dog right now that it's amazing. He is a very large, over 100-pound dog. He's part wolf. And we put him on natural supplements. I have, because I treat dogs and cats, so I have canine and feline products for that, natural ones. Well, we beam him. And his owners and all the people who bring their animals, they say, our animals love you. They get out of the car right away. They're rushing to come into your facility. And I said, that's because they understand the signal is helping them. And so, always I offer it to my clients with animals. I say, bring them in, because animals don't question it, so they actually respond better than the humans. They're not saying, oh, is this working or not?
They don't have any agenda or doubts.
Right.
And it's not a placebo. So.
Right. And it's amazing. And Anne, I wish you had taken a video of your fish. Your daughter's fish.
No,
because when I heard that story, and then Julie losing her video of the butterfly, I mean, those are two amazing things. So I'm hoping in the future I will get something unusual, and I will share it with everyone if I do.
If anyone has a fishy, and I don't wish their fishy to die, but if when they get on their side and acting weird, just get them on the BEMER and see what happens.
Well,
no, don't put the fish on the BEMER. Put the spot next to the aquarium, not the fish on the spot. Yeah, that's what the aquarium we had put it on top. That was the all green BEMER, so we had put it on top of the little intensive applicator that was a square one. But so just use the bee spotter on the aquarium and just film it and see what happens.
Well, and Julie actually put the butterfly on I'm not sure if she used the body mat or, she had to, because it's the newer generation. And that butterfly just sat there, and it was through, his feet. It actually, I think, educated us. I think that's the way these butterflies generate their energy to take off, because once his feet started twirling, he was able to flap his wings and fly away.
Ladies, this week, after last week's call, I had an inspiration happen to me when I went to BEMERize a client, and I didn't know she had dogs, and she's got a Chihuahua and a Terrier, and they never get together. They're always going in different directions and yapping and you name it. And I took a picture of them yesterday, the two of them sitting on the B-sit very quietly and enjoying the ride. It was just amazing. And the mother came home unexpectedly. She saw the two babies puppies on the B-sit, and she said, whatever it is, I'm buying it and I want to sell it.
Yep. And that just goes, again, for people, what we've been saying all along when we talk about animals, that sometimes people will make the effort for their animals because they look at them like family, like children, that they wouldn't do for themselves. So that's a wonderful way to introduce BEMER to somebody is through animals that, the owner loves. And the animals will be happy, too. Yeah, thank you, Lorraine. Thank you for that picture. Thank you.
One more thing I would like to say, this is Kathy. I use the Thursday morning call, and I'm encouraging my new IBDs to have their potential clients or their clients go to that Thursday morning call, because I actually found by sending people there, yes, we're trained and we're professional and we explain it, but when they hear it on the call from other people from somewhere else, it sometimes solidifies it, and they go, okay, then, I'm hearing other people. And so that's
third-party validation, and it makes all the difference because they know it's objective. It's not that it could be pre-planned or programmed or anything. And
right, and